Good morning. This is Luke Revan, Assistant Manager here at East Brandywine Township. I'm addressing you in my capacity as online moderator for this annual organization meeting of the Board of Supervisors. Due to the coronavirus pandemic and to protect the health and safety of Township officials and our residents, the Board is conducting this meeting by webinar. This meeting is being recorded and will be rebroadcast on the Township's YouTube channel. Public notice of this meeting was posted on the Township's website consistent with Act 15 of 2020. The agenda for this meeting was also posted on the website at ebrandywine.org/agenda center and is also visible on your screen. Members of the public can hear us, but your own phones and computer microphones are muted, so we cannot hear you. To enable an organized meeting, we're using the following procedure. As with in-person meetings, I ask that all participants wait to be recognized by the chairman prior to speaking, and that all comments be directed to the chairman. To be recognized, you must first ask me, in my capacity as moderator for this webinar, to unmute your audio connection. You may request this at any time via the chat feature located on the left side of your screen. Each person recognized by the chairman should state their name and their address before asking a question. I'll now turn the meeting over to Chairman Winters.
Good morning. Welcome to East Brandywine Township Board of Supervisors Reorganization Meeting, January 4th, 8 a.m. Let's go on to appointment of temporary chairman for organizational meeting. Are we doing anything appointment for that, Luke? Or are we just going to go?
Right. So at the annual organization meeting, there's a vote to appoint the chairman for the coming year. And that's a debate that happens later in the meeting. So this is just, by consent, who's going to lead this meeting until a chairman is appointed. Okay. I can tell you that historically it's always been the prior year's chairman, but it would be entirely possible that chairman, term expired at the end of the year, wouldn't be there. So it's necessary to do this.
Okay. Kyle, George?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to name Jason Winters as temporary chairman for this organization meeting.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, let's move on to the appointment of the 2021 Township officers. The first one's for the chairman of the board for the supervisors.
I'll make a motion to nominate Jason Winters as chairman for the Board of Supervisors.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion to appoint George Sherbeck as vice chairman for the Board of Supervisors.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Lisa Tarasky as township secretary.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to appoint Lisa Valitis as township treasurer.
I will second.
I'll second.
The motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now let's move on to appointments to township boards, commissions, and the committees. First one, make a motion to appoint Jim Bugzala as a member of the Planning Commission for an additional 4-year term.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm making a motion to appoint John Kerrigan as a member of the Zoning Hearing Board for an additional 5-year term.
I'll second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 I'll make a motion to appoint John Black and Mark Myers as members of the Historical Commission for additional 4-year terms.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Mike Mize and Gail Matthews to the Park and Recreational Board for additional 5-year terms.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion to appoint Thomas McClung to the East Brandywine Township Municipal Authority for an additional 5-year term.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Dennis Mulhern to the Vacancy Board for 2021.
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Kyle Scribner, Jason Winters, George Sherbeck, Bruce Rawlings, Michael Corbin, Charles Giordano, Michael Wagner, Jim Buckzala, Nancy Freeman, Luke Revin as members of the Ordinance Task Force.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Jim Buckzala, Hud Volts, David Culp, Doug Freeman, Lisa Bowser, Arnie Jensen, Jim LeDrew, Roger Lauer, Charles Lindsay, Sandra Moser, Roger Stone, Regina Griffiths, Michael Corbin, Matthew Ross, and Jason Winters as members of the Bonneville Mill Committee.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to appoint Robert Long, Caroline Long, Louise Walker, and Alan Yepko, Mark Smith, and Jay Fisher to the Open Space Committee.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
A motion to appoint Kyle Scribner, Jason Winters, George Sherbeck, Chief Mark Cozy, Lieutenant Jeffrey Yankinich, Sergeant James Ferrero, and Officer John Hayes as members of the Uniform Pension Committee.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to appoint Kyle Scribner, Jason Winters, George Sherbeck, and Luke Revin as members of the Non-Uniform Pension Committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's move on to financial. A motion to appoint BBD LLC as Township Appointed Auditor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to set the treasurer's and tax collector's bond at $1.5 million.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. A motion to name S&T Bank as depository for the general funds, Open Space Referendum Fund, Traffic Impact Fee, State Liquid Fuels Fund, Capital Projects Fund, Fire Services Fund, Solid Waste Fund, and Escrow Funds.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Keystone Collections Group as the collector of the earned income tax for 2021, including all delinquent earned income taxes from previous years.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Keystone Collection Group as the collector of the local services tax for 2021, including all delinquent earned income tax from previous years.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to appoint Keystone Collections as the collector of the open space earned income tax and to continue the tax at 0.125% for 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to set the refuse removal and recycle fees at $250 for 2021. The refuse fee portion will be $165, while the recycle portion will be $85.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to continue the 1% real estate transfer tax for 2021.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Let's move on to the ordinances and resolutions. Resolution 1 of 2021 is a resolution of East Brandywine Township designating emergency service providers for East Brandywine Township as the follows. The Board of Supervisors of East Brandywine Township is responsible under the second-class Township Code for the public safety of the residents of East Brandywine Township. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of the County of Chester has requested that East Brandywine Township provide a resolution outlining the methods and agencies chosen to fulfill the public safety needs of East Brandywine Township and for the efficient administration of the integrated emergency communication systems of the Chester County Department of Emergency Services. Now be resolved, East Brandywine Fire Company will provide fire protection. East Brandywine Fire Company chooses a combination of designated primary coverage areas and the use of automatic vehicle location services for mutual aid purposes. Further be resolved, the Mickens Fire Company and Ambulance of Dangtown and Tower Direct Medic 93 will will provide basic life support ambulance services in the areas designated by the fire chief of the East Brandywine Township Fire Company and approved by the township manager, and the use of automated vehicle location services for mutual aid purposes. The police department will further provide full-time police protection, and further be resolved that the East Brandywine Fire Company will provide rescue service, as well as the ALC division of the Minkus Fire Company Ambulance of Dangtown and Tower Direct Medic 93 will provide advanced life support services. Choose a combination of primary coverage area designated by the fire chief and approved by the township manager, and the use of automatic vehicle location services of mutual aid services. And that Mark Ferrero is designated as the township's emergency manager coordinator, and Bob Nye is designated as the township deputy emergency management coordinator. And the Board of Supervisors of Brandywine Township have adopted the township's emergency operations plan and have reviewed and adopted the National Incident Management System as a common operating practice. The contact person in organizations for the Chester County Department of Emergency Services shall be Luke Redmond, Assistant Township Manager. Enacted this 4th day of January 2021, the Board of Supervisors of East Brandywine Township enacted this resolution. I'm not really sure if I said that was a motion or not, guys. So do we have a motion for the emergencies for the designation of emergency service providers as I just listed for the resolution 1 of 2021? I can make a motion. I make a motion that the East Brandywine Board of Supervisors adopts resolution 1 of 2001 designating the emergency service providers for East Brandywine Township as I just has just read.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any public comment on non-agenda items?
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry. I was just about to indicate you were wanting to address. Go ahead, Vice Chairman.
I have one item. I'd like to talk about, and that's the Budget Committee. Before I brought this up today, I had the opportunity to talk to Luke about it because he's been involved with it from A to Z for the past 5 years. I believe we've historically had this, I don't know if it's called Citizens Advisory Budget Committee, and we've had it for many years. I participated in it, so I've seen what it looks like from the inside, and I really start to question its value anymore when you look at the big picture. For 5 years, Luke has done it all, put together, get a hold of the players that want to be on the team, put together all the documents, all the past history, advertise the meeting, set up and schedule the meeting, run the meeting, and typically I think there could be up to like 5 public meetings. That's a lot of labor that's involved in it, which I don't believe is worth going through that process anymore. When you look at our budget, you got the chief that has, maybe close to 50% of the budget, and then you got Luke that's dealing with another 50% of the budget. At this point in time, with his familiarity with the whole process, I believe he, as a manager, should be able to do his own budget, which of course is subject to final approval by the supervisors. If Luke wanted to use, let's just say, a 10-8 or one person and do a one-on-one for a particular area or line item, etc., I think that would be great. And I think somebody like a Ken Ader or anyone else would be has already agreed to meet with Luke and the supervisors to do quarterly budget expense reviews if that's what supervisors or our manager desires. So at this time, I would like to, invite any discussion, but it's my opinion, based on all the time and labor that's involved, that a manager could use in other areas and do this himself, I believe that this, what is it called? Citizens Advisory Budget Committee should be discontinued.
I think that it sounds reasonable, and it is a lot of work. And if that's something that Luke, if that's something that you would recommend as well, I think that's I would love to try to shorten the workload on the township staff.
Well, I can weigh in as Vice Chairman Sherbach indicated. We did have a conversation late last week on this. I think I'd want to start any of my comments with a thank you to all the members of the Budget Committee who have spent a great deal of time reviewing the documents and coming to multiple meetings during the budget time of the year. When George approached me with this, I did indicate that it is fairly typical for first drafts of budgets to be prepared by managers, and that's just a regional precedent. And I do feel I'm capable of producing a first draft to share with the board, just with cooperation with staff and anyone else that the board would like me to consult with.
I would agree then. I think that I'd like to make a motion to discontinue the budget committee for 2021, and we'll.
Before we make a motion, can we make a public comment?
Is there public comment on this?
Yeah, I actually had, hey, Bruce, before you go, I had some public comment on it. I think it's a terrible idea, me personally. I think that the public intervening in the township is a great idea for clarity and for transparency. If you were paying these people to do this job, I'd say that's one thing, but this is volunteering their services. And in our case, we have many great volunteers with accounting backgrounds who have helped keep our township books running afloat for years now that we've done this. So if you're asking me my opinion, I think it's a terrible idea to do away with the budget committee. But obviously, I'm one of three, and we've seen that before. That terrible ideas can happen all the time. Go ahead, Bruce.
Kyle, I was going to say the same thing. I think it's good to have the public eye on it. I think it'd be smart to have Luke prep everything and then maybe have a couple less meetings, but it's good to have all these skilled people in the township to take a look at it and put it in the public eye. So I agree with you, Kyle.
Is there any other comments? Because I do apologize for not asking for public comment. I think that it's a great. The budget committee was overall a good idea, but I think that what it turned into was more of a sales pitch for different budget items that different committees had wanted, and I think that I would personally rather try to move on to have a budget committee and the volunteers be more involved in the particular items that come up during the year that are not budgeted, to where the board is approached by a committee or by a staff member in need of something that is not recognized and adopted in our budget, where that committee would actually and our volunteers would be able to weigh in on the significance of that need to be able to present to the board, and some kind of mechanism that way is what I envision, something like West Goshen had done in Westtown. But I think that as much as it is, it does have a lot of volunteers with the time, it did turn out to be more than what it was.
I think you should table this for next month and have a months of discussion on this to make sure there is no other people who have a difference in opinion, because this is a new item that you're bringing up at this point. I think a month's let people make comments and then before you make your recommendation.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would agree with you, Bruce.
Well, then we can. I mean, let's just table this for now, and then we'll continue another meeting and we'll talk about it.
Or you can do it at your next supervisors meeting in 3 weeks or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Let's table it.
I just think it needs more time. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine, and I'm okay with that. So let's table that to the next meeting. Is there any other public comment on non-agenda items?
Yes, Bruce does.
Yeah, I could say I had unmuted Mr. Rawlings' microphone in anticipation of public comment, although I did not anticipate public comment on the previous public comment. So
Sorry.
Unmuted is Planning Commission Chairman Bruce Rawlings.
Thank you. Thank you all. Hope everybody's going to have a great new year and everything's much easier in the year to come. Keeping back on the same subject, the budget committee, my question was the budget for 2021 is 100% active. Is that correct? And approved?
I'm sorry, you kind of lost me.
The budget for 2021 is approved and moving forward. Is that correct?
Yes.
Great. Last month, I asked about the traffic impact committee and asked what is our next step. I know you have a lot on the table and we had the holidays. I still think we need to review dates, who our consultants are going to be, who's going to be spearheading this project. What is our next step? So Luke, you were looking into that. Are we looking at the advertise to get more members for the traffic committee?
That's something that we've been talking about, Bruce. We're gonna have to table that again to the night meeting for January, and we'll try to circle back around to that.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep it on the agenda. Same with the task force. We need to. We have a meeting coming up. We need to know who's going to be the chair since Scott is no longer here. I was the chair for meetings, but not for spearheading. Is David Sweet going to be a part of this? The comp plan. Can we bring that to the next meeting, supervisors meeting?
Yes.
Okay. I heard that the Giant, the township did a court filing for 2 items. Now East Brandywine's not supporting the final plans and not supporting the highway occupancy permit. Is that correct? And how did those motions and how did that happen?
Bruce, we're not going to talk about litigation right now at a reorganization meeting.
But was I'll try to put it in a different way. Were all 3 supervisors involved in this conversation?
Of course. Of course.
Okay. Well, there has been some that they haven't. I'm just making sure. So
that's either, Bruce. I think that's been something that's been fabricated as far as all 3 supervisors not being involved. I think that you've been told that almost every meeting now for at least the last 4 meetings.
Okay, but
what was that?
Excuse me?
What was, I didn't hear, what was fabricated?
Was that there's decisions being made without all 3 supervisors.
Well, how is that fabricated? It's definitely not fabricated.
Are you done, Kyle?
Am I done?
Yeah.
I wasn't talking, Bruce was talking.
I know, but you were talking, you were the last one to comment.
Bruce is not done though.
Okay, well, that's what I'm asking.
Is it true that the township did have court filings for non-supporting those items?
Yes.
Okay. And the
I would
supervisor,
clarify it as a majority of the board. I wouldn't say the township. I think that's a strong term.
okay. And Kyle, were you a part of that?
There's several things, to be honest with you, Bruce, that I'm not sure if I've been a part of or not. I was supposed to get, I don't know, we're going on probably 9 or 10 weeks now. I was supposed to get some clarification from our solicitor for some emails and some correspondence that I was not included on. It was agreed upon on a meeting last week or 2 weeks ago. Sorry, but yeah, still have got nothing from our solicitor.
Okay. Jason, on that same item, will you inform the township at the next meeting of what's going on with the Giant?
Sure.
So you can have a public statement. I think the public has the right to know what's going on and what financial burdens it might put on the township or non-financial burdens. I just think we as a township, as members of the community, have the right to know what's going on behind closed doors, which are important. I'm not disagreeing about that. Next on my item is the planning commission. We have one. We need to get an additional member. We've received one application, and we're going to make recommendation that person will be appointed to the committee. I don't know if the supervisors or the township has received any other applications for a planning commission member. Can anybody answer that?
Bruce, this is Luke. I'm not aware of any further applications to fill the vacancy.
Okay, so I'm going to continue moving forward with trying to fill that vacancy.
It's an agenda item on your Wednesday meeting.
That's correct. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't receive anything. And lastly, we at this point don't have a township manager. We have an assistant township manager who's doing an amazing job. Are we looking to advertise for a new manager, or are you still in negotiation and it can't be discussed at this point? And Jason, that goes to you, I guess.
Well, Bruce, it wasn't on the agenda reorganization meeting, so it's still in discussion.
Okay, so it's still under discussion.
I mean, this is just it's just something that we've said last meeting that we're going to discuss.
Okay, well, I'm just letting the township know that at this point there is no township manager, and Luke is taking care of that as the assistant township manager and doing a great job.
Thank you.
And I hope everybody a great year, and thank you for allowing me to make comments.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
All right. Is there do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.